wish we could just be like professional podcasters for
What do you mean?
life.
We are.
For life. I don't want another job.
No,
Can
no.
you
we
guys
need to
start
figure out-
paying us?
Yeah, we need to figure out how to monetize this.
Literally.
Okay. Well, you guys. Yeah, it's a little chilly out here today. Welcome back to Shelf Life. I am Leah,
I'm Val.
and today we are back at our first original filming place, Grounded.
Gosh, yeah, the OGs know. This is
Uh-huh.
where we filmed our first ever episode in this exact same seat.
Yes. Yeah.
And what's funny is we were like really matching in that outfit. Like you were wearing like a brown sweater and I
Yep.
was wearing a brown something.
Yep.
And like we're not matching today, but on the camera we look ridiculously similar.
We do. Yeah.
Like
it's yeah.
blue jeans and a dark top. So
Yep.
yeah, we're very fall.
We're just always in sync.
We are.
But yeah.
I was like, wait, how do we start our episode?
What do
now
you mean?
what?
We've been doing this for 4 months.
Now what?
Okay, so today I decided to try a cold brew. So I got the seasonal autumn cold brew, or creamy autumn cold brew, or something like that. It's pretty good. I'll
Yeah.
give it a 7.5 out of 10.
Okay. I haven't even tried mine yet.
What the
It's
heck?
the first peppermint mocha of the season.
Okay, so you did get peppermint mocha.
I'm not like a Christmas before Thanksgiving gal because I love fall so much, but it's hard in college because we like go home during Christmas.
Yeah.
So I don't have much time to like celebrate Christmas when I'm just like here. And right now, I'm so stressed and life is just like
Difficult.
life is difficult. So this is my little thing of happiness.
Yeah, it's
so-
your treat.
Oh, yeah. Oh my god. 10. 11.
I'm glad.
I
You
heard
needed
this.
that.
Okay, not to make it all like political and stuff, but I heard this really funny interview from Trump, and I think it was he like just had a meeting with.
Was it the
Ooh.
60 Minutes interview?
I don't know. I only heard a little snippet of it, but
Okay.
he had like a meeting with another leader of a country that I'm
Oh.
forgetting,
Okay.
and he was like, on a scale of 1 to 10, it was a 12. That's how I rate my coffee today. Okay, I'm done. I'm done.
That was pretty fucking good. You did great.
So my coffee's a 12.
12 on a 10 scale. Yep. Sounds about right.
Anyway, sorry. Anyways, I don't really have any questions for us. Do you want to do a high and a low? Do you have any questions?
We could do a high and a low. Yeah,
High
I
and
feel
a
like we
low.
haven't done a high and a low in a couple weeks.
Okay. What's your high and a low from this last week?
Well, a high, Val and I actually got to go out together this last weekend. So that was really
So
fun.
much fun.
Yeah, it was. A low, I ended up getting sick because of it. So if you hear me coughing or yakking or honestly just wheezing in between breaths, that's why.
It's not me this time.
No, it's not. The roles have reversed. But it's definitely like a seasonal cold, and I am ready to be done with it already. Yeah.
I don't blame you.
No. And a high and a low for you, Val.
My high is also that we went out. We made some really poor decisions.
We did.
And
Shots.
Yeah, had so much fun though. It's a great night.
It was.
Yeah, honestly, Halloween weekend was really fun. I was really glad because Oktoberfest was kind of a letdown
Yeah.
personally. So I was thinking that this weekend was also gonna be a little bit of a letdown, and
Yeah.
it wasn't. I had so much fun.
Good,
So,
I'd like to think it's because I was there.
oh, absolutely, absolutely. Saturday was my favorite night.
Good,
for
good.
sure.
Yeah.
So, and then a low is, I've just been really stressed. School is really getting to the best of me. I kind of want to like smash my head into the ground. Like, what are those birds that do that when they're scared? Ostriches or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I want to be an ostrich right now and just shove my head into the earth and like forget that all my problems exist.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm fine.
You only have about
42 days left, which is
She's been
terrifying.
counting. Yeah.
Terrifying.
Yeah, but in weeks wise, what is it, like 6 Mondays left? It's gotta be like.
I think if you count finals week, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Because I
Oh
think
my
this is week.
God.
No, this is week 11.
You have 4 weeks left?
Oh, wow. That makes me want to puke.
That's like a month. That's literally like a month.
Ew.
That's,
Ew.
but then you'll be done.
Yeah. All right, so this week we read Pines by Blake Crouch. This is just the first book in the Wayward Pines series. Leah has read the whole series, right?
Yes. Yes,
I just
I
read
have.
the first one.
I read this book exactly like a year ago. I was trying to figure out when it was, and it was November of last year.
Oh,
so,
wow, okay.
yeah.
There we
yeah.
go.
A summary of this book. It's a very, like, would you consider this dystopian or like science fiction?
Yeah, I think it's like technically science fiction,
Okay.
but yeah, I kind of
Okay.
think it's dystopian
Okay.
as well.
So it's a very like end of the world doomsday type of book. Like it's focused on humans and like our evolution and how we are like our impact on the earth.
So basically, it's about this guy wakes up in this town and he has no memory of his life before. And the book is about him like kind of navigating, trying to remember things, but also like this town that he's in, is it Wayward Pines?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
This Wayward Pines town that he's in is like very weird. And he feels like nobody's really giving him answers. He feels very concerned, and he finds out that he can't leave the town.
Yes.
And then shenanigans happen from then on.
Yes.
So,
To him, everything seems a little bit too perfect. Like everyone is so happy about their lives. Like nobody is upset at all. Like everything's perfect.
it's like
so-
storybook. Like,
yes, exactly.
perfect.
So that doesn't sit right with him, especially with the fact that people won't actually give him answers when he asks like where he is, and yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now overall,
Thoughts on the book.
yes. Okay. I really enjoyed this book. I just really like science fiction and like this type of writing. I don't know, it really reminds me of like, our Divergent series, our Maze Runner, not necessarily Twilight, but it's science fiction,
Yeah.
and I just love that. So yeah, I enjoyed this book. I also, like Val said earlier, I read the whole series, so I know a little bit more than what's in this first book. But I really enjoyed it enough to like obviously read the rest of the series. Yeah, I think I gave it a 5 out of 5. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yes. I also really loved this book.
Good.
It was very nostalgic, I agree, where it was like that, it just itched that like dystopian sci-fi. I'm like, this
Yes.
feels like I've crawled right back into like 2012 and I'm so
Yeah.
here for it. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, overall, I think it's really good. I think, like last week we were talking about underrated books. This book is an underrated book.
Yeah.
Like, why have I never heard about this
No,
before?
I don't even remember how I came across this book. I think I might have seen one TikTok on it, to be honest. But yeah,
Literally.
this is not a series that is talked about enough. It's genuinely so good.
I'm gonna give it a 4.5.
Okay.
I will go into a little bit more of that. I just can't really explain without
Giving details.
giving details away.
Yeah.
But yeah, I gave it a 4.5 just because I think I gave it a 4 technically on Goodreads, but like you can't do half stars, which is dumb.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
I'm trying to figure out when it was actually released. 2012.
That's literally what I said.
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah, I had a feeling it was around that
Wait,
time.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Intuition.
Uh-huh. But yeah. No, I really, really enjoyed this book. I can't wait to give details.
Yes.
And I really encourage you guys to read the whole series because it's really good.
And I will, as soon as life chills out just a little bit.
Yeah. I will say right away in the beginning, the whole series, the timing of the books is a little weird.
Yeah.
And obviously I can't really discuss that any further right now, but I'll come back to that at the end of this episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to put that out there.
I agree. You mean with all 3 books?
With all 3 of them.
Okay.
Even this book as well.
Yeah.
Kind of within all of the books, there's a little timing weirdness, but then the series in itself, it's broken up in odd chunks, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I struggled with the timing of this book just because, like, a lot of the first big chunk of the book is him, like, running around this town, basically just trying to figure out, like, what's going on. Like, his memories do start to come back, but then he's just kind of running around and it's like, oh, this doesn't make sense. And then he goes somewhere else and he's like, wait, this doesn't make sense either. And I do feel like that portion went on for just, like, I'm like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Wayward Pines is goofy. I kind of assumed that when I started reading this.
Yeah.
So that was one of the reasons why I gave it a 4 stars. I'm just like, it went on. Actually, that kind of has very much to do with my next thing that I was gonna, we'll talk about it later, but.
Yeah. I just remember feeling obviously very confused while we were reading this, because he just kept learning more and more, but it wasn't actually giving us anything to work with, and I just wanted the answers. And now I think we're able to go into more details.
Gonna spoil everything, so you have all been warned.
Yes. He wakes up. He has no idea where he's at. He wanders around. He remembers this one name. He ends up getting to this doorstep of this Mac place, and he passes out on their doorstep. They take him to the hospital. At the hospital, they tell him that he was in a car crash. He has no recollection of that at all. So he's, like, obviously confused about that, and he's trying to remember the details, but he just can't. And then, in the hospital, whatever, they tell him that the sheriff has all of his stuff, so he's like, well, okay, because he wants to call his wife. He starts to remember pieces by pieces.
After he gets out of the hospital, then he, like, his memory's kind of coming back to him.
Yes.
He remembers that his name is Ethan, and then he, like, worked for he's, like, an FBI agent, or worked for the Secret Service, or I don't know what the difference is, but...
Yeah. So he knows that he wants to, like, call his wife, and he's trying to remember, like, his home phone number, I think. So he finds, like, that telephone booth, and he tries to make a call, but it doesn't go through. And then he ends up, like, going to a hotel, and then he goes to a bar, and he finds this girl named Beverly. And Beverly, like, talks to him a little bit, and nobody's really giving him answers to his questions at all. But she gives him his address, she gives him her address, and then he goes
She's
there.
basically like, if you need anything, like, I'll help you out. She, like, gave him a free meal, and is like, here's my address, if you need anything, just come and get me.
Yes. So he goes to that address, and that is not her house. In fact, there is a dead agent there that he used to work with, and he's like, what the fuck is going on? Okay, so, yeah, he's so confused, because now he's been told that he was in an accident. Wasn't it with that agent that he found
Not
dead?
with that agent,
Okay.
but he was sent, from his memory, him and this other agent were sent to Pines to find the other 2 missing agents.
Okay.
So that's one of the missing agents that he was supposed to find.
Okay.
The other agent that was with him in the car accident was killed on impact.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. I could not remember those details. So yeah, basically he finds that doesn't he try to report that to the police?
So by this point, now he's like, okay, well, the cops supposedly have, like, my phone, my wallet, everything. Now I found a dead body. I need to go find the sheriff. So he goes to sheriff, is like, yo, this is the lowdown. This is what's happening.
Yeah.
I also need my stuff back. I'm a secret agent. I'm supposed to be working with you. And the cop kind of is, like, not super believing him. Like,
Yes.
He's kind of just, like, he believes him, but is not really, like, that apt on, like, helping him.
Yeah.
He's like, let me get in touch with your, like, supervisor, and then we'll chat, sort of thing. So, yeah, and then from there, he's like, okay, this town is weird.
Yep.
Nobody... Oh, no. Forgetting a major part. He walks out, and he still is like... Well, and then the sheriff is like, I don't actually have your wallet, I don't have your phone, whatever. So he's like, I think that's all at the hospital. So he walks out, still has no money to his name, whatever.
Yep.
And he sees some people having a barbecue, and he's like, all right, I'm going to go make friends with these people and get some food. He walks up, and at the barbecue is the other agent that he works, that he was, like, hoping to find, except she's much, much, much older.
Isn't it Kate?
Yep, Kate.
Okay, yeah.
She's much older than he remembers, and he's like, what the fuck is going on? So he ends up, they leave the party.
She has no memory of him, does she? Does she remember him or?
Not at the party. No.
Okay.
So
Okay.
they leave the party, and he decides to follow them back home. It's her and like her husband or something.
Mm-hmm.
Follow them back home, and he ends up knocking on her door, and he's like, "Hey, like, what the fuck's going on?"
Mm-hmm.
And she like remembers him, but won't really talk about anything with him, and is very much like, I don't know, like I just live here now, whatever, like.
Yeah.
And so he can tell that she, like, recognizes him, but she won't actually talk to him about anything.
Mm-hmm.
So then he's like, okay, this place is weird.
Yes.
She's, like, 20 years older than I remember her.
Yeah.
So he decides to hotwire a car and
Mm-hmm.
try and get the hell out of there.
But it doesn't work. He quickly finds out that there is no way out of this place. The road is just one big loop that goes through the woods and back to the other side of town. So he gets very upset that he can't leave, obviously. And yeah, then the sheriff ends up finding him and beats him up and tells him that he's not allowed to leave. And then he ends up back in the hospital to be treated for his injuries caused by the sheriff. And there, they try to perform this surgery to, like, lobotomize him, basically. So,
I don't know that he's actually lobotomized, it's just the word that I used, but they were going to do something to him.
yeah, no, he was basically in danger. Like, something was going to happen. Yeah. So, they, he needs to escape. Beverly essentially, like, comes to the hospital to try to get him out of there. And then the nurse gives him a sedative, and Beverly and him basically, like, run away somehow. Like, they get away. They're hiding in the hospital. They end up attacking this nurse, because obviously she's trying to attack them. Meanwhile, Ethan just got sedated, so he's, like, getting a little loopy.
T-minus, like, 8 minutes.
Yeah. So they have very little time, but they somehow made it out of the hospital, and they, like, ran to this cemetery, and they hid in, where was
A
it?
mausoleum.
Okay. So yeah, they hid there, and Beverly, okay, so Ethan passes out from the sedative. Beverly ends up cutting his leg open, and he wakes up, and he's like, what the fuck, basically. And then she tells him that there's a tracker in his leg and that she just cut it out.
Which also not a very good sedative if he woke up when when she cut his leg, because that's like literally the point. They were gonna do surgery on him.
Yeah. But yeah, Beverly was told about the trackers by somebody else who had came into the bar and, like, slipped her a note one day, so that's why she knew. But yeah, she took the tracker out of Ethan's leg and talked to him about this man that she had met that told her about the tracker, and
she's like, basically, this town is fucked up.
Yes, like she's actually providing the answers that he has been searching for this whole time. Val, take it away. Go from here.
So then she tells him about the guy that helped her kind of, like, come to consciousness with all the weirdness that's been going on, and then she was like, but as soon as somebody figured out that they were working with each other to try and escape Pines, all of a sudden one night, all of the phones in the entire town go off. They start ringing. And then the people, all of the citizens of Pines, come out of their homes and they find this guy. I feel like his name was David, but I could be wrong.
I think that sounds right.
Something like that.
Yeah.
We'll call him David.
Yeah.
They find Dave and they literally just kill him.
Mm-hmm.
And so now she's like, I live here, I go along with it, I have been here for a year, but I don't really know what's going on.
Yes.
But then she also told him, she's like, yeah, I, like, the last day I remember was 1985. And Ethan's like, bro, it's 2012.
Yeah.
And they're like, huh, this doesn't make any sense. So they're kind of like, what's going on? All of a sudden, they're in the mausoleum, and they hear all of the phones go off in the entire town. And she's like, shoot, that thing that happened to David is going to happen to you.
Yeah.
We need to run. So we're going to run, we're going to split ways, and we're going to meet in the forest, kind of like by the river. Mm-hmm. And we're going to try to escape together, but, like, we need to get out of here. Mm-hmm. So then they run around, they get chased by people. People are trying to kill them with a machete.
Also, I feel like it's important to note that this whole, like, town-wide hunt is like a celebration to them. Like
Yes.
everybody dresses up in these intricate costumes, and this is like a, I can't remember what they call it. I'm trying to look for the word.
Ooh.
Do you remember? So we figured it out. They call it the Fiete, and basically everybody dresses up in these intricate costumes, and they all really get into it, and they all have different methods of weapons and everything, and it's just like a fucking killing frenzy. So they all chase down this person that the Fiete was called upon, and they kill him, and it's like this ceremony type thing for the town. So yeah, it's like it looks like a cult.
It does.
Yeah.
So they split up. Ethan's running around. He ends up going into this apartment, and there's like one guy chasing him. He kills this one guy, and then he's hiding out in this apartment because there's nobody else there. Through the window, he sees that they have captured Beverly, and they end up killing her in streets, and he's all like, well, this sucks. That was my ally.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
So after that, he leaves again. He gets chased by a bunch of little children, and they're throwing stones and stuff at him.
Also, while he's like running through these streets, his wife, Teresa, which also lives in this town, she sees him from like a third-story apartment building, and she's like, oh my god, I'm gonna witness his death, basically.
I'm actually going to back way up with the Teresa story, because we haven't mentioned her at all.
No, we haven't.
Basically, simultaneously, while we're learning about Ethan's story, we learn about Teresa, and she is, well, he's also kind of talking about him, but whatever.
Yeah.
So Teresa's his wife, and then they have a 6-year-old son. His name's Ben. And while he disappears, the first time that we hear of Teresa, she's like back, and she's having like a little celebration of life because Ethan's been missing for 15 months. From our perspective, though, Ethan just woke up in this town. This accident just happened. So it's like, wait, this timeline doesn't make sense. This is really confusing. So while she's like really just kind of like mourning the loss, not really sure if he's alive or dead, whatever, she ends up, this random guy comes to her home.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, I know where Ethan is, but you have to trust me, and I'm going to, like, bring you to him. And he gives her 2 bottles of sedatives, and she's drunk out of her mind and desperate, and she's like, okay, fine. So her and Ben each take a sedative, and then that's kind of all that we hear about Teresa's story.
Yes. Yeah.
Then it comes here, and she is living in Pines. But then, once again, timeline is goofy because she's talking about, she's witnessed, I think, 4 Fiat days.
Yes.
And she's like, but I've been living here for 5 years, and we're like, wait a minute. What?
Yeah.
This doesn't make any sense.
Uh-huh.
Very confusing. So, yeah, sorry.
It
That's
is.
a little bit more backstory about Teresa.
Yeah. It's very important to mention that, though, because obviously she's his wife. Like, she's a very important character.
And it all pieces together at the end.
It
This
does.
is a lot of... It's confusing, but it's, like, important.
Meanwhile, he's, like, fearing for his life and trying to escape from these crazy townspeople. And yeah, Val mentions he gets attacked by these children, and he basically like runs out of the town and like crosses this river which nobody ever goes across, and then he ends up finding this cave and he hides in that, and he can like hear the people still looking for him, but he ends up falling asleep, and then he wakes up the next day and he keeps like obviously running away because he doesn't feel safe, and he wants to get the fuck out of there, and he finds this fence and he like climbs over that, or
yeah, the fence basically says like, this is the edge of Wayward Pines, do not pass or you will die, sort of thing. So he climbs up, there's like a rock wall next to it, he climbs up the rock wall and continues on.
And yeah, then he ends up like seeing, does he see one of the abbeys before he gets to the other rock face?
I think so, but basically out in the woods there are these translucent monster looking things.
They're called abbeys.
They're called abbeys. And they're like human-ish, not really. I don't really remember how exactly they were described. They're like the size of a human, but like very just distorted and weird and strange.
Yeah.
So he's fighting off all these monsters. They're just coming at him left and right.
Yep.
and just to skirt through a whole bunch of pages of him just fighting monsters, he ends up climbing up a wall, like one of the like rock mountainy wall
Yes.
things.
And they can also climb the rocks.
Yes.
So they're also, like, still chasing him up this fucking rock while he's trying to climb up it.
Yeah. He ends up finding, like, a metal vent of sorts.
Mhm.
So he crawls into there to escape these monsters.
Mm-hmm.
And when he does, all of a sudden he's going through the vents and he's in, like, a control room. And there are monitors everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
computers and videos of everywhere in town, all sorts of people, like, hundreds of monitors. And he's like, what the fuck's going on?
Mm-hmm.
He keeps kind of sneaking around inside this, like, he's basically, like, inside a mountain right now. So he's sneaking around in this little bunker thing, and he comes across all of these pods. At the same time, all of a sudden, people start realizing, they're like, shoot, someone's in here. You're not supposed to be in here.
Yeah.
So he starts getting chased.
Mm-hmm.
And he ends up going into this room, and there are all of these pods. And each pod has, like, a different person in it. It has, like, a little, like, a nameplate or whatever. And he's going around, and all of a sudden he finds his. He's like, dude, what is going on? This doesn't make any sense. What ends up happening is the psychiatrist or the doctor who had worked at the hospital that he'd kind of had a couple run-ins before, he is in this bunker thing, and he's like, listen, I'm going to take you to Boise, Idaho, in an airplane, and I'm going to explain everything. So they hop in this airplane. He's like, it is not the year that you think it is.
Yeah.
It's 2,000 years in the future,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone, basically, like, the world ended.
Yes.
And everyone that he could save is put into these pods and frozen in time.
Yep. Like, this is the
Yes.
last remaining town of the
On the
human
entire
species.
Earth. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And the Abbeys are actually, like, mutated versions of the human species. Yeah. Because we just did so... As evolution went on, the human species did so much damage to the environment and everything that's just how humans evolved into these monsters. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, he explains to him that everything else is gone. Like, this is what Boise, Idaho looks like now. It doesn't look like it. Well, let's be honest. What the hell does Boise, Idaho even look like? To begin with? Corn?
Oh, it's potatoes.
Oh, it's potato.
Yeah.
Oh,
Idaho is the potato state.
That would have been a funny joke had I actually got it right.
It's okay.
Anyways.
There's not a whole lot to it.
Anyways, yeah, so, Ethan's just, like, having a hard time understanding this and whatever, but basically, he's like, I built Pines to be, like, a safe place, and everything that we have here is, like, the whole town is self-sufficient.
Yeah.
And
they grow their own food, they have their own animals. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's like, we slowly, like, integrate people into the town just to, like, try and keep the population up, but, like, we keep this facade going on because the first time that they tried with people, within the first year, like, a third of them had, like, died by suicide, and then, like, everybody else was just, like, either trying to escape or was just super depressed or whatever.
Yes.
He's like, this is the best way to keep morale high and keep people, like, wanting to actually produce children, and he's like, this is the way to recreate the human
species.
population.
Yeah.
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 So then he kind of leaves him with the choice of, like, all right, well, you don't want to be here, clearly, because they had tried to integrate him into Pines 3 different times.
Yes.
And he's like, you've proven to, like, be one of those people who does not just, like, accept this knowledge well. So he's like, you can either leave, and he all of a sudden he, like, pulls up a curtain, and he has an unconscious Teresa and Ben in the back. He's like, you can leave with your family, or you can join my team and you can work from the inside and, like, help us out and help with this project.
Yes. And important to note, the Sheriff Pope, had been killed at some point.
He actually, at this point, had not been killed. When
did he die?
So they're, like, at the airplane, whatever.
Okay.
I think it's, like, landed in Boise, and they were
Weren't they-
outside, and all of a sudden all of these Abbeys start running.
Okay,
And
okay.
that's when Pope is killed, and they're, like,
Got
fighting
it.
off all the Abbeys, and then they get back on, and he's like,
Okay.
all right, I'll help you.
Yeah. So yeah, then Dr. Pilcher, he basically offers Ethan a position as the sheriff of the town. And yeah, he accepts. He ends up becoming a sheriff and decides to work from the inside.
Yep.
And that's the end of the book.
Yep.
Yeah. Quite crazy.
So, now that we've spoiled everything, now I just need to vent because this to me, crazy parallels with Maze Runner, I think.
Yes.
Like, insane, where
Yeah.
he literally breaks in, like, he's basically in a sort of a game.
Yeah.
Where he doesn't understand what's going on or whatever.
He's, like,
and then
fenced in.
The abbeys, too. I'm
Yeah.
like, these are just like those monster, the little spidery things. I don't remember what they're called. In the maze.
Why can't I think?
I don't remember.
Wow.
Okay. But yeah, I'm like, this is so crazy. And then even at the end, when all of a sudden they break out of the maze, and then they're in like futuristic-y.
It's Grievers.
Grievers.
Yes.
Yes, Grievers. Thank you. But yeah, then they're in futuristic-y, and then there's someone there. I mean, it's a recording in Maze Runner, but then there's someone there who explains to them the whole process of like, this is what's going on here.
Yeah.
Like,
But they were being, like, in the Maze Runner, they were being monitored all the time.
Yeah.
And
in this book, they were being monitored all the time. Like, it's crazy parallels, I think.
Yep.
My one problem was that what this book was missing, like, I'm fine with the pacing of, like, he's obviously figuring things out, whatever, but with it only being one character, I just, like, at some point I'm bored of you trying to figure out things.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden when Beverly came in, which she didn't come in till almost halfway through the book about.
Yeah.
I was so excited. I'm like, finally, another character. Immediately separated, immediately killed. Like, we had maybe 12 pages of Beverly.
Yep.
And I'm like, dude, this is what... I don't know how she would have been introduced in, like, a better way. But I'm like, I wish she would have been in the book a little bit longer. I know we met her at the bar, but not really. So I just feel like that aspect was missing. Because, like, that's what Maze Runner had, is, like, that social aspect at the same time to kind of keep things interesting.
Yep. Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, I mean, I think it's a really good, like, dystopian sci-fi-y type book.
Yes.
I thought, I was really trying to figure this one out because all the timelines are really, like, the time differences were throwing me. I thought that maybe they had, like, I was thinking kind of similar-ish to Maze Runner, but maybe they had, like, kidnapped people and, like, their minds were in this town sort of thing. Like, they were, like, hooked up to a machine, and they weren't physically there, but, like, they were in kind of, like, a simulation in Pines was what I was thinking. Obviously, I was wrong.
Yeah. No, it was really confusing, though, as we were reading it, because, like, you can't understand why nobody in the town wants to talk about things, and then, like, Beverly actually finally speaks up, and she gets killed for it, so you're like, well, what the heck could it... Like, what could be so bad that people are getting killed for if they speak out against it? And, yeah. But obviously we find out at the end that they're all being monitored, so every single thing that they say is being listened to, so they can't actually talk the details. And that's exactly why Kate couldn't actually talk to Ethan about why she was there. And everybody has their own suspicions. Like, everybody thinks... Like, everybody's thinking what the fuck is going on, but they all just accept it because they know that they'll be killed if they try to retaliate or anything. Yeah.
That is the one thing that I think is very confusing and very plot holy, is that there are several situations in the town where people seem to be, like, onto it a little bit. Yeah. But then at the end, when Ethan's talking to Dr. Pitcher's like, you are the only one who has seen this side of things. No one else knows about this besides you. Yeah. Which is true, I'm sure. But even, like, at the very end of the book, like, Ethan, like, goes home and, like, meets Teresa and Ben, and they're like, oh my god, like, you're here finally? Yeah. Because Teresa remembers him trying to be integrated in 3 times, and even as she's watching the Fiette, and, like, she knows that they're going to kill him, she's just kind of like, well, this is sad, but, like, this has happened twice before, like, they keep trying to integrate him, and he's just not integrating well. So I'm like, how... how does she know? Like, she recognizes him.
Yes.
And acknowledges that she recognizes him.
Yes.
But then doesn't know about the integration. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's what's confusing to me.
Yeah.
So I don't know if maybe that's clarified more in, like, the other books, or I don't know.
Yeah, I can't really say a whole lot
That's
without
okay.
spoiling the rest of it.
That's
but
okay. I'll just have to read them.
But yeah, basically nobody really knows the intricacies of what's going on and why things are the way that they are. Because obviously, as Val pointed out, the previous time that was mentioned, like when they first developed this town, everybody basically died because they were just so depressed knowing that they were the only people left on the earth. So yeah, that's just like a secret that's being kept because they obviously want people to stay happy. So yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I think we've talked for an obscenely long amount of time.
42 minutes? Oh my god. Well, I guess like a solid 2 minutes of that is being cut. That's a long
That's still a
episode,
long
though.
episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys for listening.
Yes, thank
if you have book suggestions,
Mhm.
we have not put together the rest of the year yet, so
No.
we don't know what we're reading.
So please give us your options. What do you want to listen to us talk about? What are good books that you've read that you want us to debrief about?
Mm-hmm.
Give us options.
Give us some suggestions.
Mhm,
Give us some
mhm.
recs. But
Yes.
yes, thank you guys so much for listening.
Yes.
Follow us on all the places: YouTube, Spotify, Personals, all of the
Everything.
things.
Everything.
Also, please follow us on Spotify because every time I open it, it's like shows like yours tend to have more followers. Okay, passive aggressive. So follow us.
Yeah.
please. Oh my God.
And I think it's important to note that with Val's school semester kind of picking up and being a little bit overwhelming right now, we might be taking a break for a week or two. We have not decided.
Yes.
I think it all depends on what happens over the next couple weeks, but if we go radio silent, that is why, and we will be back.
Yeah, just give us some flexibility between
Yes.
my school schedule picking up and holidays.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
life is going to
Everybody
get
gets
busy
busy.
in these next 2 months.
Yeah.
So,
But
yeah.
we'll make sure to keep you updated on the Instagrams, so just keep checking the socials, and we'll keep you updated.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, thank you guys. Bye.